Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Arissa, do you want to hit me up with some of that sweet news?
So, for the past few days, we'll start off with some Disney news. Disney released Mandalorian Season 2 on Disney+. It came out on October 30th. Have you seen it yet?
I have. I've seen the first episode. Are you a big Star Wars fan, Arissa? Do you have any preference in this type of show?
Well, I watched all the movies. My dad's a big fanatic, so I'm stuck with that.
It's genetic. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
take
built
away.
in me.
See, here's the thing with me. I don't historically have not liked Star Wars. I thought there were too many humans in space. I thought it was kind of boring. Well, like, because it's this big expanded universe, right? And so you kind of figured that, oh, it's gonna be a lot of cool aliens and creatures. But then, like, all the heroes are just like basically like 6 white dudes just saving the galaxy.
There's a bunch of British humans.
Yeah, and it's like,
space.
I want more. I want more of this. And the beautiful thing about The Mandalorian is that it has way more aliens.
I like how the Mandalorian itself isn't a specific race. It's just a bunch of races under like this one
Umbrella, like an
clan,
ideology.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It makes me retroactively mad because The Mandalorian is so good that I look back at every other Star Wars product and I kind of, I'm like, hey, you could have been so much better. So I'm a huge Mandalorian fan. I'm really getting into it, despite the fact that historically I've not liked Star Wars. I'm torn because they're releasing it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And I know I'm spoiled. Like, I know, like most people, that I'm spoiled. I want all my shows all the time.
Would you rather do the week by week, or would you just like wait until it's all done and then watch it all at once?
I want to watch it all. No, I'll do it week by week because I'm desperate. But in a perfect world, I'd want it dropped at once. I want to watch it all at once, and I want to feel bad about myself because I spent 8 hours watching a TV show.
What's like keeping me through this is I'm watching a bunch of other shows in between.
Oh, what else are you watching?
Well, I watch anime, and
Oh,
I'm currently...
hell yeah.
I know, lame. But I'm currently watching this idol anime. It's about like seven boys trying to become like an idol group.
I was told about this anime that's like this ex-con who becomes like a house husband. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't
What is
remember
it
the
called?
name. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I was hoping you'd know.
I think I've also heard of that one, but I don't know the name.
I'm very excited about it.
It sounds familiar.
I'm so new to the world. I'm a baby in that way. I'm learning so much about different forms of media, and anime is just a rainbow of possibilities out there.
There's so many. I don't know where to start. I just try to find one that's like, well, I like this one. And look, they have cute boys in it. Sure. I click it.
That's why I watch anime. I'm in the same. It's a real incentive. I'll be honest with you.
And also, a recent one I watched, or like I finished watching, was Sword Art Online Alicization. Have you watched that one?
No.
A little spoiler alert, at the end, they do find the AI, which is Alice, and they take her to the real world, and they put her into a robot, and it functions just like a human. It uses AI technology in order to move all the parts around, and they're kind of doing that in real life, Disney, with a robot, like a skinless robot that uses programming to replicate human functions.
Arissa?
Yes.
This is going to need to... I'm assuming we're going to put this on screen because I am completely shook by what I'm seeing right now. Is this supposed to... Like, are they going to put skin on top of this?
I really hope so.
Yeah, it's not just this. What is this for? What is it for?
I believe they will be using it for a more like advanced type of animatronic.
Advanced type of
most
nightmare.
likely.
I don't like this at all. It doesn't blink. It looks more human than I am. What all does it do?
So the program replicates saccades, breathing, blinking, and it has an interactive gaze.
What bothers me the most about this is that I think if I peeled off my face, this is what I would find underneath.
Oh god.
This looks like it's a little too good in its structure and design, and it makes me wonder if I've been a robot this entire time, which is my greatest fear. So Disney, if you're listening, which I know you always are because you have $1 million bajillion and ears everywhere. No, stop it right now, Disney. I'm not a fan.
Hard pass on this one. I like the idea. Maybe like less like Five Nights at Freddy-esque, more...
Yeah, that's a pretty hard vibe on this one. I'm getting a lot of that vibe right now.
We've had enough like events in 2020. We don't need any more.
I don't need to see what is going to become the apocalypse happen in 2020 because if there's going to be a robot uprising, it's going to be led by this guy right here. I didn't mean to become like an accidental conspiracy theorist as I've gotten older, but it feels like I've become that way because I'm so scared of like companies learning about my information information and like where I'm at and like the things that I want. Like, you know how if you're talking about food, you'll get advertisements for that specific type of food in your phone immediately afterwards.
Yeah, they're definitely listening right now.
That's the thing. I'm convinced they're listening. So on top of like robots freaking me out because I think they're going to kill all humanity, I'm afraid of people listening and learning about me so they can take me out with robots. I sound like a nut job. I'm not trying to become a nut job. It just scares me. I'm a very vulnerable 22-year-old boy.
But imagine this robot with like AI.
No, I'm not going to do that. Thank you. I'm going to pass.
I would
Skip.
refuse to live here.
Okay, do you think you're... Okay, Rissa, you got to answer me honestly. Do you think you're a robot?
No.
Okay, that's exactly what a robot would say.
Do you think you're a robot?
So no, but I'm not willing to say that I'm not. If you were a robot, would you want to be owned by a certain company? Like, would you want to be like a robot by like Sony or like Apple?
I feel like I would be an Apple robot. I feel like I'd be like simple, but still high quality.
I'd want to be Nokia. I want to be a really shitty Nokia robot. I want to be like low,
Indestructible.
indestructible, but just really not well designed and just cumbersome after a while.
Another feature of this, it also interacts with people. Like it can nod as it's looking at you, and it does like other eye or facial movements.
So what you're telling me is that it's learning, is that it's watching me and learning and developing skills and plans to kill me and all my loved ones. Is that what you're telling me, Arissa?
Exactly.
Okay, good. I'm glad I came with the right conclusions from this event. Oh no.
I mean, it's Disney. They would never do that.
That's true. You know who would do that though?
Apple.
That's right. That's a good guess.
Speaking of Apple, Apple One service is now available, and it comes in 3 different plans.
This is also just to clarify, we are not sponsored by Apple in any capacity, if you could believe it or not. We're just saying this so that way we don't anger our robot overlords, and hopefully we're spared by them. That's the goal of this advertisement.
Because they're definitely listening to us right now.
Definitely listening to us right now.
Siri is keeping her ears open right now.
Oh my god. Okay, well, tell me about these plans. Let's hear about these plans, Arissa. What's going on?
So the first one is the individual plan, and it's $14.95, and it comes with music, TV Plus, arcade, and iCloud with 50 gigabytes of storage.
All right. I mean, it seems pretty good for like an individual. I don't know how much. I don't use that much storage, I don't think. But maybe
I don't think I do either.
Okay, I guess that's pretty generous. Thanks, Apple. 50 gigs. And a whole arcade all to ourselves. Definitely one location. One real, tangible arcade.
A real arcade. Definitely not on your phone at all.
Definitely. We're not confused. You're confused. I'm already sold on the individual plan. What else do we got here?
So the second plan is the family plan, and it's $19.95. And it also comes with music, TV Plus, arcade, and the iCloud comes with 200 gigabytes of storage.
So it's only difference for $5, just 4 times the storage. Is that right? I mean, I guess for like $5, I mean, that's 4 times the storage. And I guess if you have a big family, maybe you need all that. Maybe I'm just boring. Maybe I don't have enough things to store in my life. I should go store more things.
Would you be able to buy the family plan just for yourself? Then you just have 200 gigabytes.
What you fail to realize, Arissa, is that I am so rich that I can afford to buy whatever I want. And that's just the kind of person I am. You know, I'm over here, I'm spending $20 a month on a family plan, but no family in sight, just me, all my stuff. That's
200 gigabytes.
That's a lot of stuff. I don't know. How much storage do you think you use on average?
That's a good question, but I am out of storage. Funny you ask.
Oh, you know what you need? A family plan.
I need the family plan. I have used 128 gigabytes on my phone.
Oh my god. So maybe it's not that much. Oh goodness. All right. Well, okay. Let's theory craft here. So let's say that we've already established I have a bunch of money, and yes. I'm just bleeding money right. If I don't think the family plan is enough, what more do they have for me?
So the third and final plan is the Premier plan, which is $29.95, and it also comes with music, TV Plus, arcade, and this time it comes with 2 terabytes of iCloud storage. And on top of that, it comes with News Plus and Fitness Plus, which is coming late 2020.
I have a dumb computer question. What is a gigabyte to terabyte conversion? Like, is it 1,000 gigabytes is 1 terabyte?
I believe so.
That is a fucking crazy upgrade. You might need since I'm so flushed with cash, I should probably go right to the Premier plan. Oh, of course. Is Fitness Plus going to be like fitness videos you can watch and like work out with? Is that what that's speculated to be?
I would assume so, because I know they have a free fitness app where it like keeps track of your daily steps and whatever.
Have you seen those ads for like the mirrors you work out in front of, and they like have built-in classes and shit, and you can like, oh my god, that to me is that perfect balance of terrifying and amazing at the same time in terms of like robotics and technology. On the one hand, I'm so impressed by it, and I really want one. On the other hand, that's fucking terrifying, and it seems like a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen, where like the fitness video ends, and then I am stuck in the mirror, and the person behind it is the new me. It's very unrelated. I have a lot of fears about robots, in case you couldn't tell.
You have a lot of fears, a lot of conspiracy theories.
That's all I'm about. I mean, do you based on the pricing and all that's being offered, what do you think of the values of like these Apple plans? What do you think?
Well, each plan saves you a little bit of money. So individual saves you about $6, family saves you $8, and Premier saves $25 a month.
I mean, on paper, it seems worthwhile to me. I'm not a huge Apple product user because we've established I'm pretty lame, so I don't have all that cool stuff. But I mean, like pound for pound, this seems like it offers a lot for the prices being offered. I would get it if I had Apple products besides like my Mac.
I feel like it'd be worth it. I know a lot of people would have their Mac and then their iPad and their iPhone, and they can just like cross all their information across all the three with iCloud and everything.
Yeah, I mean, okay, in that situation, if it's like a very Apple-driven like family or like large unit of people, I guess that makes sense. I even like the Premier one, maybe for like a business, like having that much storage, I think would be very very helpful. I could only imagine.
A business or an editor.
Yeah, that too, and then you just get the benefit of like the news and the fitness on top of that. So I you know what, Apple, you've priced yourself well. You've earned our respect, and hopefully by saying so, you'll spare us from whatever cruel robotic fate you have in store for us. That's.
Please ignore what I said before about me going off about the charger block in the previous video. That totally did not happen.
that was the human Arissa. This is now robot Arissa. She's on your side. She's ready
on your side
for the future. She's here. A hard pivot here. Have you been playing any fun games or anything else lately?
I have been playing Valorant a little bit with some friends.
What is Valorant?
Well, Valorant is a first-person shooter, and you get to play as a variety of characters. Have you played CS:GO? Probably not.
I was gonna say, you know the answer to that, Arissa. You know exactly if I played CS:GO.
So Valorant is a free-to-play multiplayer, and it's a search and destroy game, and you can choose between a variety of characters. There's like a variety of guns too, like Operator, which is a sniper rifle. There's shotguns.
Is it a decently competitive game, or is it more for casual play?
It's definitely a competitive game. There is a competitive aspect to it. There is definitely an esports scene.
Interesting.
For Valorant.
You know who I think about every time I think of esports?
Who do you think about?
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page. Every time I think of esports, that's there with it.
That's the first name.
It's the first thing that comes to mind. I think you know why I think about Ellen Page every time I think about esports. Why is that, Arissa? Why do you think that is?
It's because Ellen Page is attached to a new video game comedy movie about esports.
All right. Aren't all like esports movies like comedy? Is there any serious esports movies?
Are there any esports movies?
Valid counterpoint. Okay. I guess.
Wait,
I guess that's fair. Like genuinely, I don't even know. Assuming this is the first movie about esports, what is this movie about, starring the amazing Ellen Page?
Well, it's a comedy about girls creating their own esports league in their college.
I like the premise enough as is. I'll put you on the spot here. Do you think this is the first esports movie?
I'm gonna say no. Final answer.
I'm assuming the reason behind it being an all-female one is sort of a social, I'm guessing a social commentary and social combat towards like a misogynistic force. Because isn't the esports community pretty like male-driven?
Yes, it is very male-driven. So I believe the story centers around a gamer, and she quits her college esports team because of sexism from her male teammates. So she creates a all-female team, and that's where the story leads off.
I'm into it. 10 out of 10. I love the premise. What about you? What's your initial takeaways off just the concept alone?
I personally feel like I can relate to this because I can definitely, whenever I play Valorant and I accidentally talk in game, it goes downhill. I do not enjoy it.
Oh no, I can only offer sympathy. Since I'm such a non-gamer, I have no idea what the culture surrounding that can be like. So just like talking is just immediately that bad for you?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Like first thing, if I say like, oh, they're mid, they'll be like, is that a girl? Girl?
like a pack of bloodhounds. No penis.
Become the seagulls.
No penis.
They're like, you're not a man.
Get her.
Girl,
That's ridiculous.
she's different.
That is terrible. I guess I guess that's useful then, because this sort of fills that sort of vacuum and offers a more relevant social purpose this movie could fill beyond just being a comedy, which I have a question for you. So if this is somewhat a relevant issue, do you think it's undermined or helped that it's a comedy?
Well, personally, I don't think it doesn't undermine what's happening in the story. I think any movie that raises a certain issue, it doesn't mean there can't be comedy in it. It doesn't undermine like what's happening in the movie. You can have like some lighthearted times, even if it's talking about this a really serious topic, especially in gaming.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I can think. I'm sure there's many films that at least have like more profound ideologies, but are still based in at least some measure of like yucks or laughs. So I guess that holds water. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, especially because it's the gaming scene. We do joke a lot, but we also like don't know when to stop joking or like when we go too far. I'm down to see this movie.
I am too. Is there? We may not know this offhand, but is this a 2021 thing, or is this just like in pre-production?
I believe it's just pre-production for now.
Okay, cool. I hope it holds up. I hope it becomes a thing. I know sometimes these movies don't get a lot of movement after they're like announced, so hopefully it still stays a thing. I like Ellen Page already, so that's already a big bonus for me on this half.
Yeah, she's the first person you think of when you think of esports,
right? Definitely not a unique. Everyone does that. That's just kind of esports.
Not like
and Ellen Page,
SKT or Cloud9. Definitely not them.
I don't even know.
I don't
who
think of
those
Faker
are.
at all.
Yeah, you should, and everyone listening to this right now, you need to realize that you should listen to me and my opinions, because I don't know anything about gaming, and so it is only fitting that I think of Ellen Page immediately upon esports coming into the conversation. The most relevant. Yeah, nothing else. Just an empty void and then Ellen Page. I am a well-established non-gamer, but the one game I did play a lot of when I was younger was World of Warcraft, because I was, again, super cool and definitely not a dork. Can't stress that part enough. Definitely not a dork. And I've heard news recently about more WoW stuff happening, which is weird because it's been years since I've played, but I get these smatterings of information. Do you know anything about that? I think it's like there's like a Shadowlands expansion or like DLC.
Yes. So World of Warcraft has an expansion called Shadowlands, and it's the highest pre-sales of any World of Warcraft expansion.
So I know back from my early days of playing when I was very young that seems like a pretty big deal, because I stopped right around, I think it was Cataclysm, which was like the 4th expansion. So do we know why this one is so much higher than the other ones?
Well, WoW subscription pretty much doubled because they launched WoW Classic, which is basically like they relaunched the old version of World of Warcraft.
I heard about this when it came out. This is a weird thing that happened, right? So like a game got so advanced, or at least got so cluttered with different expansions and add-ons, that people preferred the older editions because it was, I guess, reminiscent of what they were used to playing back in the day. Is that something that's happened anywhere else where like a game has purposefully gone back on its development because it became too cluttered or otherwise? Is that happen anywhere else in like the gaming community?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
It's such a weird thing to happen though, right? That your game becomes so loved and so developed that it just becomes saturated with so much content. But then your fans are like, no, too much content.
Like, no, we want like the original. We
were happy when at the very beginning, you didn't need to do any of this. Like I can kind of get it from a nostalgia point of view, and maybe that's what most of it is. But it's such a weird thing to consider happening. Do you think is it the most sales of any WoW expansion, or is it just a lot of pre-sales just because it's like a new addition to Classic?
It may not be like the most sales of any WoW expansion, but I'm pretty sure it's like one of the higher ones.
Interesting. Did you ever play any like MMOs or anything like that?
I didn't play WoW, but I did play like Destiny 2.
Yes, Destiny 2, the most Destiny. This time,
Destiny.
Even more Destiny.
And they also have more stuff coming out.
And for Destiny 2 specifically, you gotta teach me to play these games. I don't know anything about what's going on in these worlds. We need to have a thing where you teach me so I don't feel like a baby every time we talk about video games.
I'm not an expert either, but I know some stuff, so.
That's true. I mean, that's fair enough. You know more than I do, so we can, at least there's something to be mutually gained from that, I suppose. I don't know. What are your final thoughts on this World of Warcraft expansion and pre-sales? I'm excited because I have a very fondness for World of Warcraft and most fantasy games, period. But MMOs to me always it drained me after a while. I felt a little bit detached from people after I played too many of them.
I think it's cool, like they relaunched like the classic version of it because it's to like, it gives like a nostalgic fact. Like I know I sometimes go back to like really old games with the really gritty graphics. Like sometimes I play RuneScape just for fun.
Oh my, you play like which one? There's like 3 RuneScapes, like the old school RuneScape.
I think like the original, the first one.
Oh, it's a deep cut. That's a deep cut, Arissa. Specifically with me too. That's again, fantasy is my bread and butter. I remember being in like 4th grade and like talking about RuneScape with my friends on the playground because we were so cool, and that's all that we were doing with our free time was talking about RuneScape. No regrets. It was a lot of fun. I should go back and play some of these games. One final question for you here before we part ways after our impromptu news segments here. If you had to pick any franchise that you like playing the most, which one would you want to have go back to, or would play specifically the older releases over the newer releases?
I'm not sure if I would prefer, but I really like this old Spider-Man games back then.
Oh my god,
I
those are
really
amazing.
thought like the web swinging was like the coolest mechanic ever.
That's a good answer. I changed whatever I was gonna say to what you just said.
What were you gonna say?
I had a really fondness for like the Elder Scrolls series, like Oblivion and then Morrowind and then like Arena from way back in the day. Recently, if I've ever gone back and played Morrowind, it's really cumbersome and not fun because there's a lot of mechanical issues that are not a good time. So the one I was thinking of, the more I thought about it, I was like, that's actually shitty. I don't want that. So, but you brought up a good point with the Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man is a good example of that. I think that's fine. That, and I think I have a real fondness for like old school Marios, just because I like 3D Mario, like Odyssey, and then obviously like Galaxy 2, hell even Sunshine. Like 3D Marios are fun. There's something very satisfying about like beating a Mario game in like 20 minutes. Like Super Mario Bros. 3 and stuff.
Just speed run it.
Yeah.
Just zoom right through the entire
Zoom.
game.
That's all I'm saying to myself. Just zoom the whole time. I appreciate you filling me in on the news and events of today, Arissa. Without you, I would just stand here in my box. For all of you who don't know at home, when we're not recording, I just live in a white room with saltines, and occasionally Arissa or someone else will bring me water. But this is the only news and excitement that comes out of my life, so I'm happy whenever it happens.
Since you did the news today, you get 2 extra saltines.
Thank you so much. I
I'll
appreciate
put like
it.
some cheese too this time.
Oh, you're too. It's like Christmas in November. Well, all right, I'm gonna have to go. My room is calling me, and I need to eat that cheese crackers. Again, we appreciate you being flexible with us as we try new things. Yeah, thanks for chiming in. We'll talk to y'all later.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.